letter, the McDonald's color scheme, and then the Armor wearing their home grays. Gray jerseys, gray shorts with a white number. John Cabral with you here on a Saturday night from Springfield, Massachusetts. As we're just about to get this game started, with Jarvis Gunter taking the tip-off for Springfield, he'll be opposed by Wayne Chisholm of Fort Wayne. Ball in the air is tipped back. Jerry Smith has got it, and this will begin the night for Springfield. Moving from left to right on your browser. Jamar Brown dribbles. Has it tipped out of his hands, drops back. Curry fakes the shot, goes back over to Brown. Long two. Just doesn't get the roll off the front rim. Rebound chased down. Ravio back the other way. Pass up to the top of the key. Now they swing it over to the right side for Kramer. Kramer kicks it back for Wilmot into a long three. No good. Offensive rebound pulled down by Lazar. Lazar off the dribble, drives the lane, got fouled inside. They will hit Jarvis Gunter with that foul. First foul on Gunter. This game ought to be a little more slow-paced than many D-League games are. Fort Wayne and Springfield both slow it down, play out of the half-court offenses. Kramer inbounds from the side, up top to Ravio. Feed to the left wing for Chisholm. Lazar backing in, turns, fall away, no good. Off the front rim, James on Curry pulls the rebound. Curry up to the top of the key, gets it to Gunter. Jerry Smith getting the spot start tonight. Smith off a screen, long two, no good. Still scoreless here as the ball's out of bounds and will belong to Springfield with a fresh shot clock. Inbound pass goes into Smith. Pass to the block for Gunter. Gunter kicks back up top. Now here's Curry. Step back. Long two. No good. Chisholm gets the rebound. We're looking for our first point 2 minutes in. Wilmot to the drive. Loses the ball out of bounds, but it was last touched by Jamar Brown of Springfield. Bad Ants keep the ball. And they've got 16 seconds remaining on the shot clock. To the corner. No shot up by Wilmot. Elbow jumper Chisholm up and good. So Fort Wayne on the board first. Low-scoring game figures to favor the Armor. They're much better in games under 100 than over this year. Backdoor three for the lead. No good. Chisholm gets that forward, but his pass to Ravio way out in front of him. Ravio couldn't chase it down, so an immediate turnover sends it back to Springfield with 9:34 to go in the first. Smith looking for his screen, goes the other way, dribbles through, kicks up to Curry, bad pass. And a turnover right back to Fort Wayne. So the teams trade errant passes. Fort Wayne leads by 2 here in the early going. Chris Kramer slashing left, gives it up for Ravio. Ravio into an open three, no good. Got free of Smith, who was unable to hit the shot. Jerry Smith back up the other end. Gunter dishes left, back over to Curry. Backdoor drive, gives it up top. Here's Smith. Curry for three. No good. Armor ice cold over 3 minutes into this game. They're still scoreless. Ravio kicks out to the right side. Long two, no good. Tip to the corner. Curry chases it down. James on with a real head of steam. Kicks it over. Trey Whitted for two. No good. Out of bounds. Over to Fort Wayne. And now the officials change the ruling. Ball will belong to Springfield. An ugly start to this game in just over 3 minutes. 8:33 to play. First quarter, just one basket so far. No free throw attempts yet. James on Curry trying to switch up this offense. Miscommunication with him and Smith, so he'll throw up a shot himself. No good. The Armor pick up an offensive rebound, their first of the night. This is a 2-point shot, but it's up and good. Tie the ball game. Trey Whitted gets the basket. He's averaging 7.6 points per game. And figures to see some heavier minutes tonight as the rest of the rotation players will, without the complement of Scotty Reynolds here this evening. Rabio up to the top of the key. Gets it to Lazar, runs in, shot swatted, but that may be a goaltend. It sounds like it is. Gunter committing the infraction. Lazar gets the points. Fort Wayne back in front. Smith dishes to the elbow and gets it to Trey Whitted. Whitted kicks to the free throw line. Ball out to the left. Smith gets hacked and will go to the line. Pops back up quickly like a football player might after a big tackle. Jerry will go to the free throw line, where this year he is a 77.1% free throw shooter. Foul charge to Marvin Phillips, who had a big game in the win here Thursday night. First free throw up and good for Smith. Smith to tie it for the second time. It's good. Rabio passes over to Wilmot. Wilmot through traffic kicks it out with a late foul call. While Wilmot was in traffic. Jerry Smith picks up the foul. It's his second. Turnover will give it back to the Armor. 4-4, the score with 7:23 to go in the first. Curry passes in the lane, loose, and eventually coming up with it is Chisholm. Numbers 4 on 3. Dish underneath the basket, an opportunity for Lazar, kicks back out, Rabio for 3, no good. Curry pulls the rebound. Behind the back pass. Stepping in is Jamar Brown, and he gets fouled. We'll head to the free throw line and give the Armor a chance at their first lead of the night. Wayne Chisholm picks up the foul. It's his second personal. Second on the team, so that was not Marvin Phillips that picked up the first foul. They both belong to Chisholm. First free throw up and good. Jamar Brown, a 64% free throw shooter this year. And he gets the second as well. So the Armor take their first lead of the night by a score of 6-4. 6:40 to go in the first. Wilmot drops back now off the dribble, rushes in, gets one up to the basket. He got hit pretty hard. Some free throws coming here for Roderick Wilmot. Jarvis Gunter picks up that foul. It's his first and the third on the Armor. Brown looking dejected over there on the Armor bench. Wilmot this season is shooting 74.1% from the line. This is his third year with Fort Wayne. 27-year-old out of Indiana makes his first free throw. Second attempt is up, that one good. So Wilmot able to draw the game back even at 6, 5.5 minutes in. Whitted running the point for the moment, passes off to Lance Hurdle, who just got himself into the game. Hurdle played 36 games with Idaho before coming over to Springfield just a couple of weeks ago. Curry in traffic, feeds into the lane. Beautiful backdoor pass, the layup, gets a roll and drops. Jamar Brown picking up 2 more points. He's the first to score more than 1 basket in this game for the Armor. Springfield back in front 8-6. Three-pointer, and that's a foul. 3 free throws coming up this trip down the floor for Roderick Wilmot. And we have our first timeout of the ball game. 5:50 to go first quarter. Your score, Springfield 8. Armor have taken an 8-6 lead in a very slow-moving first quarter. The shooting has just been atrocious on both ends. And for the moment, Springfield has the benefit of a 2-point lead. This game has gone rock back and forth. Springfield tied the score at 2, tied it at 4, went ahead at 6-4, saw it tied 6-6, and they've got the advantage 8-6. So no team has had a lead of more than 2 points at any point in this ball game tonight. Glad you can join us here on the D-League Network tonight. 3 free throws coming out of this break. And 2 of them up and good for Roderick Wilmot, who's able to tie the score at 8. Trey Whitted dishes the ball over to James on Curry. Hurdle throws it back up top. Curry into a long 3. Good! James on Curry splashes that one down well beyond the 3-point line. Ball away, quickly answered back up the other end. Well executed shot there. 11-10, the Armor lead cut down to. Roderick Wilmot with the basket. He's starting to heat up. Layup on the run, no good. Rebound plucked by Marvin Phillips. Phillips hands it to Lazar. Back to Allman. Long 2, no good. Hurdle chases it down, brings it up into the front court for the Armor. Is the lane for Jamar Brown. Brown goes up, no good. Brown gets his own rebound and goes back for the finish. Three-point lead for Springfield at the moment. Ball out of bounds, it'll stay with Fort Wayne. Chase McFarland coming back in for Springfield. He played in his first game since returning from a broken hand on Thursday night and drew up double figures in scoring for the Army. Ball away, air ball, ugly shot there. 4 minutes to go first quarter. Curry to Whitted. Into McFarland. McFarland dribbles in, falls away, gets the splash, and a foul on top. Foul committed by Marvin Phillips. McFarland at the free throw line this year is a 72.5% shooter. He hits that one. And makes it 15-10, 16-10 after the free throw. Largest lead of the ball game for either team. College 3. Rattles around, no good. The shooting has been 4 on both sides. Curry with a floater up to McFarland. Kicks out, 3-ball up for Hurdle, and it's good. Armor offense coming alive. Lance Hurdle's tray up and good. The Mad Ants want a timeout. It'll be a full, so we'll take it to Springfield. Busy out of that last timeout. They now lead at 19-10. You're watching Springfield Armor basketball on the NBA's D-League Network.
London is one of the most beautiful cities in the world. I think he's excited just to be here.
Just had the chance to come over here during the season and play some games, kind of get a taste of.
Welcome back to Springfield. 3:18 left to go in the first quarter. The Armor have their largest lead of the night at 19-10. John Cabral with you from the Mass Mutual Center, and the crowd's starting to get into it a little bit. Defense champ. Lazar runs through the lane, fires that one up. We've got a whistle. It's a foul that I believe will send Lazar to the line. He really sold the shooting action, had no chance of making a basket as he was falling down. Chase McFarland picks up his first foul. Two free throws coming up here for Lazar. He's a 72.8% free throw shooter on the year. And there's his first point of the ball game. Fort Wayne just 3 of 11 from the floor so far in this game. Second free throw up and good. Springfield not much better. 6 of 16 for 37.5%. Official Scotty Reynolds did not dress for this game with an illness. Hurdle was fouled there by Chris Kramer of Fort Wayne. That's the first foul on Kramer. Armor will pass from the far side of the court in front of that Fort Wayne bench. Had a horn sound, but no players want to come into the game. So brief interruption. McFarland hands it back. Three-pointer on the way. No good. Offensive rebound for Springfield. Another quick three. This one by Hurdle, who made one earlier. No good. Another offensive board. Whitted can't follow through. Missed chances there for Springfield. Quickly back up the other end. A shot blocked. Attempted by Kramer, who tried to convince the officials there was some contact that wasn't really there. Fort Wayne keeps the basketball with 19 seconds on the shot clock. Lob just gets over James on Curry's hands. Wilmot benefits from a high screen. And his shot way off the mark, off to the left side. That answer just had a terrible shooting first quarter. Near steal by Wilmot, but he gives up a step on his man Curry. So Curry uses that to his advantage, cuts all the way to the basket, but does not get the roll. Rebound from Marvin Phillips. Bounce pass to the outside. Now up top, Corey Almond with the ball. Almond is 6'2" guard out of Sam Houston State. Pass inside, no good, but we had a late foul call. And that may just put Marvin Phillips on the free throw line. Chase McFarland, who came in late in this first quarter, has already picked up 2 fouls. That's something he struggled with all season. Free throws coming up with the Armor up 7. Marvin Phillips to shoot. His first attempt, no good. Phillips is an 83.8% free throw shooter this year out of Division II Claflin, the oldest of the historically black colleges. Second free throw good. Armor by 6, but they haven't scored in a while. They surged to take a 19-10 lead, but have not scored out of the last timeout, which occurred at 3:22. Up and under, no good, late foul. Foul charge to Anthony Kent, it's his first. Jamar Brown to the line is a 64% free throw shooter. 6'10" forward at 235 pounds out of Cal State Pueblo. First free throw up and good. Gavin Edwards checks in to replace McFarland. Second free throw on its way. That one, no. Oh, gets a couple of bounces and drops. Jamar Brown hits both. Armor back on top by 8. Their largest lead of this game was 9 at 19-10. Allman with a bounce pass up ahead to Kent. Kent off the dribble, steps up to the baseline and committed an offensive foul that will send it back over to Springfield. A foul charge. He may have just stepped on the baseline. It appears that's what occurred. 1:12 to go first quarter. For a while, it looked like this quarter might not get to double digits, period, for Springfield. Now they can take a double-digit lead, and they'll do just that. Jump shot by Trey Whitted puts them up on top, 23-13. Ryan Whitman into the game. Draws some attention, passes up to the top of the key where a jumper is up and good. Phillips with the basket. Gavin Edwards steps into what would have been a college three, no good. 32 seconds left to go in the first quarter now. Matt Ans would like to make this a two-possession game by quarter's end. Allman, nice fake off the dribble, passes to the free throw line to an open man, shot up and no good. Rebound, grabbed by Brown. Now Springfield can hold out for the last shot. Curry wants the ball, gets it. Curry for the buzzer beater. No good off the back rim, and that brings about an ugly end to an ugly first quarter. 23 for 30.4%. Fort Wayne was 4 of 15 for 26.7%. Matt Ans will have the ball first to start the second quarter. Leading scorer so far is Jamar Brown for Springfield with 8. Three-pointer up, no good. Offensive board. Grabbed down by Phillips, who's got a foul. Gavin Edwards picks up the foul, his first. Get a couple more free throws coming from Marvin Phillips. First attempt for Phillips is up and good. He went 1 of 2 his last trip. Guess not. Second free throw is good. Little discrepancy on the scoreboard, but he did make both. This now 23-17 in favor of Springfield. Long jumper from Curry. No good. Rebound collected by Anthony Kent. Kent wearing 23, a 6'10" center out of Ball State. Allman with the fall away. No good. Fusion over the rebound. Quickly up with it was Lance Hurdle. The shot no good. Ravio lost it out of bounds, so the Armor get a fresh 24. Hurdle to inbound, gets it in. Three-pointer, no good. Matt Ants able to run down the rebound. Here's Allman. Swings it back to Ravio. Still 15 on the clock. Off the screen, Ravio had a little space but didn't go to shoot. Whitman. Back to Ravio. Open top of the key three. Goes around, no good. Mad Ants still haven't hit a three. They're 0 for 5 tonight. Long fall away, up, no good. Offensive board, ground by Phillips. And a foul. Second foul on Gavin Edwards. Marvin Phillips taking up residence on the free throw line lately for Fort Wayne, and his first attempt is good. His second attempt, good as well. Up to 7 points on the ball game, most of it from the free throw line. Armor have seen what was once a 9-point lead collapse down to 4. 9-4 run for Fort Wayne, stretching back to last quarter when they spent the timeout with 3:22 to go in the first. Head fake by Spates. He steps inside. Ball out of bounds. It'll stay with Springfield. Eugene Spates, number 21. Just recently joined the Armor after playing with Maine for the first 35 games. 6'7" forward out of Northeastern. 23 years old. Inbound to Curry. Quick ball away with 2 defenders on him. Had to get it off before the shot clock. Didn't catch any rim. So even though there's a breakaway going here for Fort Wayne, they're going to call it back. With a 24-second violation, the Mad Ants will have to start from way over back on the other side of the court. 9:57 to go in the first half. Armor with a 4-point lead. Teams sporadically traded baskets in the first 6 minutes. Armor played the better final 6 minutes in the first quarter. Now it's been all Mad Ants here in the second to this point. Another missed three-pointer. Back the other way. Ooh, and a foul prevents Lance Hurdle from going for a highlight reel dunk. Just got a piece of Hurdle on his way to the dish. Not a breakaway foul because the defender was in front of him. But costly for Springfield just the same, because that would have been not only a quick and easy 2 points, it would have been exciting stuff. And highlight reel material, as I mentioned. Trey Whitted from side out of bounds will get it into Curry. Curry to the paint. Dishes underneath for Spates, who takes on 3 defenders, fights his way in, and scores. Ravio steps inside, kicks to the corner, 3-pointer on the way, again a miss. Armor able to save it in. Edwards up to Curry. Curry back to Edwards. Curry again, a little faking of everything, gives it up for Spates. Now over to Hurdle, back to Spates for 3, in and out. Edwards had his hand in the offensive rebound, lost, still jumping all around to the backcourt. Ravio controls it finally. Ravio to the dribble. Kicks it over to Corey Allman. Allman shoots and gets swatted by Gavin Edwards. Clean block there, back come the Armor. Numbers 5 on 4, open 3 for Whitted. No good. Offensive board for Spates. Chips it in. Spates giving the Armor offense a lift in the second quarter, and Springfield's got the lead back up to 8. Their largest tonight's been 9. Ravio, bad pass, stolen, long pass ahead by Curry. Let's see if this works. Pulled down by Whitted, didn't have quite enough bounce on it to go into a dunk, and Whitted misses the turnaround. Right idea by James on Curry, just not enough time to pull it off. Anthony Kent loses the ball. Fort Wayne having trouble keeping up with it. 2-on-1, and James on Curry takes it and scores. We've got a timeout on the floor. It appears to be a full, and it is. We'll take a quick break and come. Technical foul during the break, and Jerry Smith shooting it. Gets the free throw up and in. 30-19. Springfield now with their largest lead of the game. Radio trying to start to break Fort Wayne back out of this massive hole they've dug for themselves. Whistle away from the ball, and it looks like it'll be another turnover. 3-second violation by Fort Wayne. Mad Ants 4 of 20 from the field tonight, just 20%, 0 for 6 from downtown. If it wasn't for a plethora of free throw attempts they've been afforded, they would be up the creek already. They're 11 of 12 from the free throw line for 91.7%. Smith gets a high screen, fades back to midcourt. Gets another screen from Spates, takes it all the way to the basket himself, lays it up and in. Wilmot's pass nearly stolen by Smith. The Armor really showing a lot of good effort here tonight. Smith ends up in the courtside seats. He was fortunate there were 2 chairs right there that were unoccupied. He's having a good laugh with the folks who sprung for courtside seats tonight. Talking about getting your money's worth. Smith to Curry. Armor looking to take a commanding first half lead here. Refreshing for a team that's had some very lousy second quarters all season. Edwards bangs his way to the paint. Runner no good, but he's able to step in, collect his own rebound. He's got it all day with a 24-second clock, but don't tell him that. As Edwards backs right in, scores a two-pointer, and Springfield leads 34-19. Springfield shooting not spectacular either. They're in the 20s as well. Now 8 of 29 for the evening. Kramer passes inside. Pair of shots there. The second one goes on a tip in. Mad Ants pick up their first field goal in a while. 6:05 to go. Springfield by a baker's dozen. Got a whistle on the floor. Let's see what this is about. Springfield still has the ball. They haven't announced the foul. They're not wiping a spot on the floor. It's an apparent official's timeout, but couldn't tell you why. Edwards just into the lane. Too much on that shot. Offensive rebound. Now a three from James on Curry. Springfield having a whale of a second quarter. They're now up 16 at 37-21. Pass to the right side. Long two, up and good. Really the first sharp shooting we've seen tonight from Fort Wayne. Chisholm able to chip that one in. Rather, Wilmot. Foul during the play. See what this is. Appears to be on Fort Wayne. Buzzer sounds. Ryan Whitman comes back in for Mad Ants. Foul committed by Wilmot. It's his first. 5:05 to go in the quarter. Should be immediate timeout. Springfield's coaches and players walking out onto the floor. The officials trying to sort through the confusion. D. Brown wants an immediate timeout. Now the officials are going to confer, and they're going to stop play to discuss whether or not play should be stopped. It's typically immediate timeout in the D-League every time we duck under 6 minutes in a quarter. We had a timeout called by a team, and there was just more than 6 minutes left in the quarter, but that was not a full timeout, nor was it, of course, under 6 minutes. Take a brief look at what else is going on. And now we do have a timeout on the floor. Never mind. All right, we'll take it and come back. Armor by 14. You're watching NBA D-League basketball on the D-League Network. Where the the Armor have taken advantage of a rough shooting night by the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, and they've got themselves a 14-point second quarter lead at 37-23. Fort Wayne came into tonight's game a half game behind Texas for the 8th and final playoff spot in the D-League, making this a very important game for them tonight. Putting the Armor in the position to play spoiler as they look to beat Fort Wayne for the first time in 6 tries. That's called a three-pointer. It looked from this side like one of Brown's feet was pretty clearly inside the three-point line, but 3 points on the board. It's a 40-23 lead for Springfield. Steal by Curry. Up ahead, and here it is. 2 more points for the Armor. Chipping that one home is Lance Hurdle. Springfield now by 19. Chris Kramer feeds it through underneath. Shot no good. Curry chases down the rebound. Armor just playing a more active game here tonight. Pass, a steal, and then a quick foul as Ryan Whitman was in a look-what-I-found situation and quickly had Curry foul him so he couldn't get into a breakaway of his own. Entry pass goes off the foot of Darnell Lazar. We're looking to take a 20-point first-half lead on this possession. Smith through traffic, drops it back, now over to Curry. Curry swings it to a wide-open Hurdle in the corner. His three is no good. Lollipop of a 2, no good. Rebound by Curry. Fort Wayne now 6 for 27 tonight as they dip ever closer to 20% for the night. Springfield's picked it up. They're now 15 of 42 for 35.7%. Mad Ants 0 for 7 from downtown. Springfield 4 of 12. Edwards with a one-on-one matchup. Turns, spins, baby hook, no good. 3 minutes to go in the first half. Armor by 19. Working his way through the lane, but missing the shot was Chisholm. James Curry's had his hands on the ball in transition quite a bit tonight. James circles back, feeds it to the left side. Jerry Smith's got it. Smith gets fouled by Ryan Whitman. Whistle. 42-23, the lead for the Springfield Armor at the Mass Mutual Center. I'm John Cabral, and the Armor looking to break into 20-point lead territory in the first half. It's a much different game here just 2 nights ago, with the Mad Ants pulling out a 13-point victory. Tough 3 there by Smith at the buzzer, no good. Rebound chased down by Fort Wayne. Now they've got a little bit of a numbers advantage. On the run, that's going to be... We had one official ready to call a charge. She hesitated and allowed her counterparts from behind the play call a blocking foul. So very fortunate is Chris Kramer to have free throw shooting opportunity. Kramer for the season is a very good free throw shooter at 82.5%. Scores 11.9 points per game. He's been averaging 26.8 minutes a night in 32 games. Started 15 of those for Fort Wayne. His first free throw good. Springfield using a second unit right now. Gavin Edwards and James Curry to the bench. Springfield doing this without Scotty Reynolds. If you're just joining, he is out tonight due to illness and did not dress. Hurdle from the free throw line, no good. 2 minutes to go in the first. Off the dribble, here's a layup, score it, and a foul. Guess who? Chris Kramer again. After just getting himself to the free throw line, here he does it with a chance at an old-fashioned three-point play. That Ants have scored the last four, looking to whittle into this deficit again. They took a 9-point deficit from the first quarter down to 4 early in the second, but the Armor were able to open it up from there. Free throw hits. Kramer's got 5 points on the night, all of it coming on the last 2 trips down the floor. Dribble pass out to Smith at the buzzer for 3, no good. And Ants come up with a rebound. Roderick Wilmot running up the right side into a quick jumper, splashes it off the glass. Fort Wayne will take them however they can get them right now, and they're back to within a dozen at 42-30. 1:15 to play first half, and this has been more the close to a first half that we've grown accustomed to seeing from the Armor at the Mass Mutual Center this season. We'll see if they can right the ship in the remaining 65 ticks. Smith up top. Three-pointer up and good for Eugene Spates. So Spates answers back quickly. And there's another bank shot by Chris Kramer, who's got 7 second quarter points. 13-point game now. Armor can set this up for a 2-for-1. Spates tried to hand off for Smith. They didn't execute it. Now Smith, in a lot of traffic, goes off the dribble, blows past 4 defenders, and lays it up. Chance for a de facto last shot here by Kramer. But a 4-second difference between shot and game clocks. He's content to slow it down. Kramer off the dribble, beats one man, takes on another, misses his shot. Armor with just about 10 seconds left to go. Have time with the ball on the run. Feet up ahead. No basket, but a foul will give the Armor a chance to pick up a couple more points from the free throw line before the half is out with 4.6 seconds remaining. .6 seconds left to go. Trey Whitted to the line. He's an 81% free throw shooter this year. Trey is a 6'3" guard out of Marshall. Makes his first shot. 26 years old, one of only 2 remaining players from the inaugural Springfield Armor squad, the other being James Curry, who's on the bench at the moment. Second attempt up. No good. No shooter's rule there. Final couple seconds will expire with the ball in the backcourt, as Fort Wayne had about as lousy a first half as you can have at this level, and the Armor have parlayed that into a 16-point intermission advantage. Welcome back live here in Springfield as we get you ready for second half action. The Armor really took it to the Fort Wayne Mad Ants in the first half, 48-32, their lead by Andy Cabral. Here with you from atop the court. Shooting percentage was the story of the first half. Very low on Fort Wayne's side. They were just 9 of 32 for 28.1% and 0 for 7 from three-point land. Springfield better in both categories, 17 to 48 for 35.4%, and they also made 5 trays, 5 of 15. 14 to 15 free throws made by Fort Wayne in the first half. That's what's keeping them afloat, giving them an opportunity starting the second half down 16, as opposed to much more than that. Foul will send Fort Wayne to the free throw line on the very first possession of the half. Wayne Chisholm will be headed to the stripe. Chisholm tonight has got 2 points. He averages 8.8 a game this year, and he's a 78.9% free throw shooter. His first attempt, no good. Free throws are the one thing that's been good to Fort Wayne here tonight. Second free throw up, and that one is in. 48-33 your score. Smith swings it over to Curry. James on Curry plants his feet, gives it up into the paint. Brown shoots and scores. Jamar Brown's had himself a pretty productive evening. He's now into double digits in scoring at 10. Kramer bounce passes out to the left. Handoff to the baseline. Shot blocked. Now loose on the floor. Collapsing onto it was Chisholm. We've got a whistle. And Fort Wayne spending a 30-second timeout here to salvage that possession. They're going to that pretty early on with 11:09 left to go in the half. So your most prolific scorers in the game so far, just told you about Smith for the Armor. He's got 10 points. And also Roderick Wilmot over on the Fort Wayne side has 10 as well. The rebounding battle slightly in Springfield's favor right now at 25 to 23. Turnovers, another deciding tale in this game. 9 committed by Fort Wayne in the first half to just 4 by the Armor. If you're just joining us, Scotty Reynolds out of uniform tonight for Springfield. Missing tonight's game with an illness. Inbound pass to Wilmot. He throws up a wild 2. Misses off the near rim. Curry grabs the board. James on Curry's had a nice night on the glass. This is 8th rebound already. Not usually a rebounder. Loose ball and look out. Back the other way. Layup, and that one is a goaltend by textbook definition right there. Fans a little bit incensed, but that would have been a very easy layup for Wilmot. Had it not been swatted out of the hoop. So, though he's unhappy, Jarvis Gunter was very, very guilty there. As they're showing the replay in-house, that's what they would show referees during a training session as to what a goaltend is. So, 50 to 35 the score right now. Dribble drive, layup, but no good by Trey Whitted. It wasn't really a layup, he was just forcing it to the rim while falling away. Good bucket there from the outside. Long 2 knocked in by Wayne Chisholm. He's found himself some points here in the second half, now up to 5 for the game. Curry, isolated, kicks it back up top to Jamar Brown. Brown finds some open space on the floor. His right-handed runner no good. Ball stays with the Armor. 2 minutes gone here in the third quarter. Springfield leads at 50 to 37. The Armor have led by as many as 18 tonight. Both teams struggled to get going offensively. The Armor picked it up about 6 minutes into the game. Fort Wayne really hasn't all night. Foul on the floor. Curry getting crossed up arm in arm, and now they're going to have to separate Curry from Chisholm. It was Curry getting locked up, rather, with Wilmot, the 10 and the 18, very similar on these Mad Ant uniforms. But Roderick Wilmot and James on Curry they never let go of one another into the foul. And both of them got pretty angry at one another, just waiting for the other one to let go, and it never happened. Odd situation. Curry usually a pretty cool-headed basketball player. We've got a technical foul being assessed to both ends. So the personal foul goes to Roderick Wilmot, and then you get the old double tech to Wilmot and to Curry. Inbound pass. Kick back up to Trey Whitted. Whitted loses his defender, slips past another into the lane, and commits an offensive foul on the way to the bucket. That was Jerry Smith. Eric Ravio with the ball for Fort Wayne. Ravio feeds it into Lazar. Lazar dribbles. Foul on the floor. Foul charge to Jarvis Gunter. He picks up his second. Lazar feeds it into the paint. Turnaround jumper up and good for Wayne Chisholm. Wayne Chisholm with 6 second-half points, 7 for the ball game. And the Mad Ants, they're having the better third quarter so far. They've sliced what was once an 18-point deficit down to 11, 50-39. James on Curry kicks it back to Jerry Smith. Smith loses the ball. Numbers galore for Fort Wayne back the other way, and there's a layup good for Roderick Wilmot, and it's a single-digit game again. And we've got a timeout on the floor that D. Brown wants. Welcome back to Springfield. Ball in play. Armor nursing what's now down to a 9-point lead after they led for double digits for most all of the second quarter. As you can see, a much different story in the third. Another turnover, a breakaway, 2-on-1, and another easy bucket for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, who are now within 7. Seemed a little too good to be true for Springfield in the first half. Now it's showing itself to be. Here's another turnover, another numbers opportunity. 5-on-3 down the floor. This time they'll get greedy and go for 3, and even that goes. Fort Wayne hadn't hit a three-pointer all night, and now they hit one in the biggest spot of the game so far to drop back to within 4. Sayonara, 18-point lead. Back the other way, a layup for James on Curry as he's emotional after scoring the basket, trying to get his team revved up again. And perhaps his tussle with Roderick Wilmot is what got things turned around here, as Wilmot has scored 3 big baskets in a row since picking up that technical foul. Ravio passes to Lazar off the dribble. His shot no good. A very late foul call, and D. Brown is hot on the Springfield bench. Foul is on Chase McFarland, his third, and some pretty limited duty here tonight overall. Got some free throws coming here. But Lazar, his first is good. Lazar, a 72.8% free throw shooter on the season. Now 3 for 3 tonight. His second is good. Fort Wayne within 4 again. To stop here, they could make it a one-possession game for the first time since the first half of the first quarter. Whitted gives the ball up for McFarland. McFarland backs in, rolls around, stripped of the ball, loses it out of bounds, and it's going to be a Fort Wayne basketball. Armor have scored just 3 second-half points here so far. Fort Wayne's come roaring back. Shooting percentage has improved. They're still sub-30, but at least they're no longer sub-25 at 9 out of 32. Swing out to the left side to make this a one-point game. It's good! And pointing at the Springfield bench on his way by now is Roderick Wilmot, and ever since he got into that cross-up with James on Curry, he's been absolutely on fire. He's scored 10 points since then. Here's a turnover off an official's whistle by Springfield. D. Brown's going to get himself a technical, and this game has come busting apart at the seams for the Springfield Armor, who looked like they had a pretty impenetrable lead. Now D. Brown has been ejected from the game. He's going after the official. The official's ejected himself to the other side of the court to stay away from D. So the Armor have lost their 18-point lead. Now they've lost their head coach. And there's going to be about 75 technical fouls, free throws coming up for Fort Wayne. D. Brown is just livid. He is still arguing as he's attempting to exit the court. He's getting his money's worth before he leaves. And now D. Brown will leave, and he might have taken with it Springfield's chances to win here tonight, as the momentum has swung in as decisive a fashion as I can ever recall seeing in any of these games. So free throws galore coming up. Chris Kramer makes the first. There were 2 separate. It was a double technical assessed to D. Brown. Players all still standing around. They need to get back. Kramer hits the second. Still don't know what the actual call was before the technicals that caused the ball to go back over to Fort Wayne. But they will inbound the ball from in front of the notably deep Brownless Springfield bench. And Fort Wayne has its first lead since single-digit scoring at 53-52. Armour still with just 3 points in the second half. Three-pointer up and good, and what has gotten into Roderick Wilmot? Foul on the floor. Gets a bit of a mock cheer as Chase McFarland's going to get a chance to go to the free throw line. Springfield led this game 48-32 at halftime. So they have been outscored 24-4 in this third quarter. I'm just double checking to make sure my math is right, but it is a 24-4 spread in this quarter. Here's another foul. Jerry Smith a little hobbled getting back up. An amazing third quarter this has been for the Fort Wayne Mad Ants, but specifically Roderick Wilmot, who's got himself up to 25 points in the game. He had 10 at the half, so he's got 15 already in this third quarter. Brown makes his first free throw. So the Armour now just going to have to try to whittle their way back into it. Down by 3 at 56-53. Second free throw no good off the back rim, but the rebound punched out to James on Curry, so a fresh 24. Smith head faked a three that would have tied it. Jerry backs out, 6 minutes to go. McFarland hands it off from Curry. Kick out, three ball up, no good, but a three-shot foul coming up as Trey Whitted got hit on the hand by Chris Kramer. Second foul on Kramer. Whitted will go to the line, an 81% free throw shooter. Whitted tonight 1 for 2 from the line. He's got 5 points in the game. Makes his first. Second free throw, no good off the front rim. Second free throw up and good. So Trey now with 7 points on the game. Near steal by McFarland, but all he's able to do is knock it out of bounds with 5:51 to go. This should be the immediate timeout. Springfield now being coached by Kevin Whitted, uncle of Trey. Now once again the officials missed their immediate timeout. Wilmot throws it back for Chisholm. And that's a half-court shot at the end of the 24-second shot clock, which comes up well short and misses out of bounds. And we should again have a media break here. Let's see if they get it this time. They do not. Smith pushes the ball over. Now Chase McFarland from the top of the key. Swings it over to Jerry Smith. Smith's got Curry streaking up to the top of the key. James on with it off the screen. Keeps it. Goes to Jamar Brown. High two-pointer, no good. Back the other way, Kramer. Kramer with 5 minutes to go. Dribbles around 3 defenders and lays it up and in. Nifty move there by Kramer with 4:56 to go. It was all Springfield highlights in the first half. All Fort Wayne highlights in the third quarter as they've now got a 3-point lead after trailing by 16 at the half. Travel there by McFarland. Armour turn it over again. 4:40 left to go. Eugene Spates coming back into the game for Springfield. Kramer passes over for Chisholm. Chisholm leaves it back for Wilmot. Loose ball stolen. James on Curry's got it on the run. Lays it in. Curry gets the Armour back to within one. Pass out wide open three-pointer Allman. Good! Corey Allman's tray puts the Mad Ants up on top by 4 at 61-57. Off the screen, James on Curry paints himself into the corner. Gives it up to Chase McFarland at the left elbow. McFarland strong to the hole, no good, but he got fouled and will go to the free throw line, where McFarland is a 72.5% free throw shooter this year, and he made his lone attempt tonight. Chase has 3 points on the night so far. First attempt up and good. McFarland down to his last free throw. It's good. That gets the Armour back to within 2 at 61-59. Still anyone's game, but it's definitely been Fort Wayne's third quarter. Open over in the corner was Wilmot. Pass was a little wild. Wilmot shoots no good. Jerry Smith getting into a half-court set. Gives it for Curry. Spates back to Smith. Smith's got just 4 seconds on the shot clock, just realizes it now, gives it up the other way. And it looks like a 3-second violation called on Chase McFarland. It's been a turnover factory here tonight in the third quarter for Springfield. 3:11 to go in the third. Kramer, little hand checking. He gets stuffed by Chase McFarland, who's got words for him after. Pass back up to Curry. Layup, no good. Getting his own rebound is Spates. He goes up strong, can't get the shot to go, but a foul will put Spates to the free throw line. This game's definitely gotten more interesting as these teams have escalated their dislike of one another as it's gone along. Having seen each other all weekend, we've got a break coming up here. 2:43 to go in the third quarter. Armour down by 2. You're watching Springfield Armour basketball on the NBA's D-League Network. Live here at the Mass Mutual Center, where the pendulum has swung in the third quarter. The Armour had a 16-point lead at the break. They now trail by 1. Fort Wayne has taken the scoring in this third quarter 29-11 so far. And we've got a couple of free throws coming up out of this break as Eugene Spates is at the line for Springfield. Fort Wayne needing this game to stay in the playoff race as they are a half game behind Texas coming into tonight. So the win or loss tonight doesn't make or break them, but they all count. And we're starting to get toward the final couple weeks of the season. First free throws up and good. Fort Wayne playing game number 41 of the 50-game year tonight. Second free throw, good. Tied up at 61, so the Armour has come back to life a little bit. Trailed by 4 at the end of the big run. Some pressure in the backcourt. Spates falls down. Another late foul call as they will get Spates for a reach. I don't think either bench is particularly happy with the officiating tonight. Kramer passes up top. Allman Misses on that offering. Loose ball on the floor. Who wants it more? Springfield, the answer to that question. We've got another timeout on the floor. Looks like we may have another break coming. It's just a 30-second timeout, actually, as Springfield spent one in order to keep that possession. So we've got a tied at 61 basketball game here in the third quarter. John Cabral with you from the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, Massachusetts. We've got two other games going right now in the D-League. Tulsa playing at home leads Sioux Falls 41-31. And then in a game of quite a bit of interest to Fort Wayne Mad Ant fans, the Texas Legends, who you're chasing for the final playoff spot, have a 35-29 lead over the Austin Toros. That game actually will be televised later tonight nationally on same-day tape on Versus. That game will be shown at 11:30 Eastern Time. Check your local listings, but good to see the NBA D-League hitting national TV tonight on Versus. 2:22 left to go in the third. Armor trying to retake the lead, which they held almost the entire first half. And for much of the third, as they were burning through what was once a 16-point advantage. They've led by as many as 18 tonight, 16 at the break, but we're tied now. Smith ahead to Spates. Spates loses the ball, had it poked away. Good defense there by Lazar. Back to the other end. One-handed jam, a major dunk there by Marvin Phillips, and he gives the Mad Ants the lead again at 63-61. Curry tosses it back. Spates head fakes a three. Steps up, kicks it over to the left side for the lead. Good! Lance Hurdle hits the trifecta. And the Armor go back out in front, 64-63. Shot fired up, no good, but a foul. We've got some free throws coming. Eugene Spates picks up number 4. Chris Kramer going to the line for 2. Kramer, a very good free throw shooter, about 83% for the year. First free throw on its way, that's good. Mad Ants draw it tied again at 64. Kramer's second shot gives Fort Wayne the lead again by 1, 65-64. Gavin Edwards back on the floor to receive that pass. Jerry Smith lobs it ahead, miscommunication with Edwards, who tries to save it in. The ball bouncing all around, and Curry stepped on the baseline before his attempted save. Just a bevy of turnovers here in the third by the Armor. Now potentially a chance for a multi-possession lead for Fort Wayne. Numbers advantage as the press went horribly awry for Springfield, leading to another jam with authority from Marvin Phillips with 1 minute to go here in the third. 67-64 now the lead. Smith kicks it out to the corner. Curry head fakes a three, steps in to a distant two-pointer. No good off the back rim. Ball loose on the floor. Mad Ants had it and lost it. Hurdle able to come out with it, and that'll give the Armor a chance to potentially hold out for the last shot. We get about a 3-second difference between shot and game clock. Smith hands off to Curry. Curry ranges out to the right. Comes into the dribble, steps inside, gives it up for Edwards. 7 seconds left in the quarter. Kick out, swing to the corner. 3 ball up. No good off the near side rim. just in front of the buzzer. Allman not going to be able to get a shot off in time. We had a whistle. And we may have had a foul call before that quarter was over. We're waiting to see. And it appears no. The quarter comes to an end. The Mad Ants win the quarter by 19 and now take a 3-point lead into the fourth after trailing by 16. Welcome back to Springfield as we bring you into the fourth quarter. 67-64, the lead for Fort Wayne after trailing for almost this entire game tonight. They answered a 16-point halftime deficit to take the lead they currently enjoy at 67-64. Armour with the ball first. Lob down for Gavin Edwards. Gets through traffic, shoots no good, but got fouled. (35-16) was the spread in that third quarter. So Fort Wayne winning the third quarter by 19. D. Brown was ejected during the third quarter. Kevin Whitted now handling the head coaching duties for Springfield. First free throw up and good for Gavin Edwards. Second attempt, no good, but the rebound tipped up in the air. Loose ball, Curry comes away with it and ties the game. Alert play there by James on Curry, and he's able to get this one knotted up. Three-pointer up, no good off the back rim by Allman. Springfield with the ball, and a chance to take the lead despite it all here early in the fourth quarter. Edwards gives it up for Smith. Curry up top. Steps inside. Long jumper. Good! James on Curry with 4 points in a row to give Springfield the lead again with 11 minutes left in regulation. The story of this game evolving by the minute. Unable to get out of traffic there was Anthony Kent. Ravio rattles that one in. Tied again at 69. Jerry Smith will walk it up. James on Curry to the dribble. Steps into a three. For the lead. No good. Fort Wayne with a chance to take the advantage again. With just over 10 minutes to go in regulation. Ravio off the screen for the lead. Good off the dribble. Lance Hurdle passes the ball up top for James on Curry. Curry swings it out up top. Gavin Edwards with a long jumper for the tie is good. So Edwards knots it at 71. Defense chant breaking out here at the Mass Mutual Center. Ravio runs in, got fouled on the trip. 9:25 to go, tied at 71. Jean Cabral here with you from the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield. Inbound from out of bounds for Fort Wayne. Pass to a wide open Allman for three. He's got it. Corey Allman's tray puts Fort Wayne back ahead by 3. 74-71 with 9:05 to go. That one misses. Fort Wayne now with a chance to take the first real advantage of the fourth quarter for either side. Ravio gives it up in the lane. Turnaround, good for Anthony Kent. Haven't seen much of Kent tonight, but he came up with an important basket there. Armour fighting for their lives now as the Mad Ants have a chance to perhaps pull away if they can come up with a stop here. Feed comes into Gavin Edwards. Edwards dribbles into the lane. loses the ball, got fouled. Gavin Edwards got himself into an awful lot of trouble there. He had Gunter on the baseline, but didn't have a lane to fit the pass through. This will be an inbound from out of bounds. James Curry will handle it from just in front of the Springfield bench with 8:23 left in regulation. Curry gets it into Edwards, who hands it right back. Dangerous pass makes it through to Whitted on the other side. Whitted kicks out to the left side for Lance Hurdle. Fall away, three-pointer. In and out, no good. Offensive rebound taken momentarily by Gavin Edwards, and that's long enough as there's a foul on the floor. Tremendous effort there by Gavin Edwards, and previously by Lance Hurdle. An acrobatic three-pointer. He had it on target, just releasing the ball as he had to. You have no control over whether the ball goes through. You just have to hope for the best. And it slapped back from the right side of the rim to the left and just did not fall. Inbound to Edwards. He's got an open man on the back door, but he gets fouled and will put himself on the free throw line. Gavin this season is a 73.4% free throw shooter. He's got just 5 points so far tonight. 76-71, the deficit that he's trying to whittle down a little bit here. Edwards steps up to the free throw line. He'll try to make this a three-point game. Cuts it to 4 with a make on the first. Second shot's on its way and down. Gavin Edwards doing his part. 4 minutes gone in the fourth quarter. Mad Ants lead by 3, trying to keep applying pressure and hang on to a 2-possession lead. That's the opportunity in front of them right now. Ravio forces that one up, gets it to go. The shooting has improved tenfold for Fort Wayne here in the second half. Five-point lead again. Armour faced with another difficult spot, needing to score here. Instead, they turn it over again. Ravio brings it up the court, swings it out. Three-pointer for an 8-point lead. No good off the front rim. James Curry runs it down, rushes it up ahead. Shot missed off to the right side, and no foul call on Hurdle. But Trey Whitted able to save the day with a follow-through to make it a one-possession game again at 78-75. So the Armors survive a dangerous exchange there, but need to play some more defense down 3 with just over 7 to play. Ravio slices the defense, can't get the basket, but an offensive rebound from Kent gives a fresh 24 to Fort Wayne. Armour led by 16 at halftime and as many as 18 in the first half. Now down by 3. Almond through traffic, kicks it back, open jumper for Marvin Williams, who's had himself a very nice second half. 5-point lead again for Fort Wayne. Curry takes a handoff, bounces it back up top for Edwards, swing it to the corner, three-pointer for Whitted. Good. Trey Whitted makes it a 2-point game. 6:20 to go. Ravio puts it up to the top of the key for Kent. Kent to the hoop, scores off the window. Fort Wayne keeps putting the pressure on. Now the Armour gained 1 point in that exchange because of the three-pointer. We'll see if they can turn that into something lasting here. Foul along the baseline committed by Ravio. As the 5th by the Man Ants, there may well be some bonus free throws when free throws to make it a one-possession game. Armour trying to fight back after squandering a 16-point lead in the third quarter. Second free throw tipped back up and in by Chase McFarland. Second time in this fourth quarter that Springfield's been able to turn a missed second free throw into a bonus point, and they get back to within one at 82-81 with 5:35 to go. Armour have trailed by 5 for most of this quarter. This is as close as they've been in several minutes. Floater of a shot, up no good, and the rebound belongs to Gavin Edwards off the miss by Kramer. So in spite of it all, the Springfield Armour have a chance to take the lead in the final 5 minutes of the game. James on Curry, forward pass, Chase McFarland had some space, was able to run it down, quickly had it taken away from him. We've got a foul. Who is on? It's either on McFarland, or if it's on Fort Wayne, it's on Kent, but no, it's on McFarland. So Chase was very fortunate to still have that ball available to him, as either of the two players up against him could have stolen it, but then once he had the ball, allowed it to be stolen, not as a loose ball, but right out of his hands. It's just the second team foul of the quarter for Springfield, so they've got 2 left to give. The Armour themselves are already in the bonus. That could become very significant in the remaining 5 minutes here. Three-pointer, open for Phillips, no good. Rebound, well done by Trey Whitted. Established position and then fought to keep it. Springfield trying to regain the lead for the first time in the fourth quarter. Gavin Edwards swings it to Whitted for 3 in the lead, no good. Rebound, collected. Down the other way, alley-oop turns into a layup, but hey, it works. Marvin Phillips continues his stellar second half of basketball. And it becomes a 3-point game again. Edwards trying to backdoor pass down to Whitted. Whitted took it off of a tip, so nothing there. Swing it to the corner. Three-pointer for the tie. Up and good! We're outside at 84. Lance Hurdle with the tray to tie it. Quick 3-point answer. And it's been the usual troublemaker for Fort Wayne, number 10, Roderick Wilmot. So much for the tie. Tied for all of 5 seconds. Curry back up top. Edwards for 2. No good. Now here's Wilmot racing the other way. He wants this shot, but drops back without a clear lane. 3.5 minutes to go. Matt Ants, thanks to that 3 last possession, could take a multi-possession lead here. Instead, a steal by Curry. Nobody's there. Nobody's home, and he lays it up and in. Could have been a spectacular dunk if not for the situation in the game. Really no choice for James on but to make sure he keeps his team in it there with a layup, and that's exactly what he does with 3:20 left. College 3, no good. Rebound, we have a foul during a rebound. That one I do believe is on Kent of Fort Wayne, I think. It is, and the rebounding foul is going to give Springfield a chance to take the lead from the free throw line as the Armour are in the bonus, and that's a major advantage right now. The Armour with 2 fouls left to give, but all the way down at the other end of the floor during a rebound, that's when the bonus becomes so important, because you really do nothing to create the shooting opportunity other than fight for the ball, and you get free throws for it. So right now, Springfield going to have an opportunity to take the lead. First free throw, up and good, and we're tied thanks to Eugene Spates. Spates now with 10 points on the night. Spates is a 70.3% free throw shooter on the year. And the Northeastern grad puts the Armour in front, 88-87 with 3 minutes left. Moravia waits as a timeout spent by Fort Wayne. It's looked a few times like Matt Ants were going to play, but Fort Wayne quickly took it away. What really got things started in the third quarter was a confrontation between Roderick Wilmot of Fort Wayne and James on Curry of Springfield. The two got crossed up on a foul. They both got technical fouls. And then Fort Wayne really got going because Wilmot exploded from then on. And he's got himself up to 28 points on the night. Errant pass there goes right through the 5-hole of Darnell Lazar back over to Springfield. Now they've got a chance to build the lead after trying to answer back a 5-point deficit for most of this fourth quarter. As the Mad Ants were wiping away that 16-point deficit, D. Brown got himself ejected from the game for Springfield, so he's watching this one back in the locker room. Curry kicks it back into the lane, and we have a travel. Spates called for that one. Ball back over to Fort Wayne, 2:31 to go. And so the Armor miss out on a great chance to take a distinct advantage in this game. Now they're going to have to get a stop just to keep the lead. Lance Hurdle will inbound. Derek Ravio off the dribble, had it poked away late. Foul call on James on Curry, and he feels robbed. Now the good news for Springfield is they had that one to give, so Fort Wayne won't get a chance to tie and take the lead from the free throw line. And it is just the second on James on Curry, so he can afford it. Chase McFarland still trying to work himself back into game shape after missing most of 2011 with a broken hand. Comes back in, as they want him out there for the crunch time minutes. He was one of Springfield's best players prior to the injury. Ravio up to the top of the key. Marvin Phillips through the lane, no good, and McFarland hopping mad as he gets whistled for an infraction. There goes that foul to give as Springfield commits 2 on the same possession, and this one will be free throws. So a very tough exchange as the Armor failed to score on a traveling violation, come back, burn both of their fouls to give, and now they'll give Fort Wayne a chance to take the lead from the free throw line. And now McFarland quickly sitting right back down as he picks up another foul. First free throw good for Marvin Phillips. He's up to 16 points on the night. Phillips for the lead with 2:14 to go is good. Fort Wayne back in front. Jerry Smith handling the ball in his clutch possessions as we will duck into the final 2 minutes on this trip down the floor. And here we go. 2 minutes left to go as Edwards passes off to Curry. James on with 24 points on the night. And what's turned into a showdown between him and Roderick Wilmot of Fort Wayne. Here, three-pointer up. No good off the front rim. Missed by Eugene Spates. Fort Wayne comes away with a rebound. Now the Mad Ants get a chance to grow the advantage above 1 point, where it's swung back and forth for the last couple of minutes. Kramer passes up to the top of the key for Phillips. Phillips walked. Turnover gives it back to the Armor with 1:33 to go. Gavin Edwards passes it in. Jerry Smith with it. Smith will walk it across the timeline. Spates gives it back off to Smith, to Curry. James On's down to 7 seconds on the shot clock. Races in. Right-handed layup is good for the lead. 90-89 with 1:12 left. And a timeout here by Fort Wayne. So James on Curry responds in a clutch situation and gives Springfield. Welcome back live to the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield. The Armor lead it by 1 as we move into the final minute of basketball. Shot for the lead. Score it for Lance Hurdle. It's Chris Kramer, number 15 for Fort Wayne, as the Mad Ants go back in front, 91-90. Armor come down the floor. Edwards passes it off to James on Curry. Fakes his man, then fades back. Entry pass to Edwards. He boxes it around. It's between his feet. Loose. Fort Wayne comes away with it. Chaos on the floor. They've got a numbers advantage, and now they'll pull back with the lead, and the Armor need a stop. 37 seconds left to go. Fort Wayne with a 1-point lead. They could deliver a dagger here. Kramer falls, misses off the side of the backboard. No whistle. They force a pass up ahead to Smith. Armor can take the last shot if they want it. Smith doesn't. He runs in and gets the basket for the lead with 20.2 seconds left to go. And we've got a timeout on the floor with 19.7 left to go. Wild exchange there as Springfield turned the ball over, then had to hold on for a stop. The shot was a miss off the side of the backboard. There was a little confusion. There have been so many foul calls on missed shots lately that I think a lot of the players were expecting a foul to be called. Wasn't, so the Armor were able to slip the ball up from Edwards to Smith. Smith sprinted ahead, took it all the way to the basket, to his credit, without ever hesitating, without ever stopping, scored the layup, so the Armor have the points they need to win the game now at 92-91. They've gotten this lead again. They've done it this whole fourth quarter. They've competed very well, and they've done admirably, but they've not led by more than 1 point at any point during this fourth quarter. Can they do this by a fingernail? They'll need a stop here to do it. 20.2 seconds remain. Now, a couple of questions here. Fort Wayne needing this to try to draw even with Texas for the last playoff spot. Do they try to hold off and gamble everything for the last shot in front of the buzzer like you would in a tie game? Or instead, do they try to take the first available good shot, which is usually a coach's play in this situation? There is a lot of clock left. Both teams are in the bonus. That was the last time out, though, for Fort Wayne. The Armor have 2. Teams coming back out to the floor. It'll be Fort Wayne's basketball on the near side of the floor. All right, so here we go. The ball handed off to Chris Kramer. And it's in play up to the top of the key for Phillips. Back over to Kramer. Shot clock turned off. Kramer in some trouble. Zips a pass ahead. Feeds it into Lazar. Lazar backs out. Kramer with it. Final 10 seconds of the game now. They're going to have to shoot quickly. Kramer, head fakes, picks up his dribble, and they call a foul on Jerry Smith, who had his arms up and was walking away from the play at the time of contact. Desperate move there by Kramer, but it paid off. He gets himself to the free throw line. He'll have a chance to both tie and take the lead. Kramer's averaging 11.9 points per game this season. He's got 15 tonight. Kramer, an excellent free throw shooter at 82.5%. He's one of the last ones Springfield wanted to foul in this situation. Kramer for the tie. No good! And that delights the crowd here in Springfield. So now Kramer's got to regroup and try to hit this one for the tie. Hurdle comes out of the game. James Curry back in. Subtle switch there by Kevin Wittig, coaching for the ejected D. Brown. Crowd very loud here with the game on the line. 5-point win to go. We're tied. So the free throw up and good. Kramer makes 1 of 2. He hits the second one to tie the game. And we're knotted with 5.1 seconds left to go. We're going to take a break and come back. Inbound to James Curry. He's got 4 seconds for the win. James Curry, no good off the front rim, and we are headed to overtime. Springfield got the look it wanted, and inbound. Edwards will go for it for Springfield against Marvin Phillips. And we've got a 3-minute overtime to decide this one between Fort Wayne and Springfield. Ball in the air, the tip controlled by Kramer of Fort Wayne. So an advantage to the Mad Ants right off the bat. Ravio around a screen, dribbles himself into a double team, picks up his dribble, in a lot of trouble, is able to get rid of the ball out to Phillips. Phillips swings it left, down to 8 seconds on the shot clock. Pass up ahead to Lazar, through the lane, lays it up, no good. We had a foul, a late foul, and that ends up working against Fort Wayne because they got a cleanup basket that now won't count by Marvin Phillips. Gavin Edwards picks up the foul, it's number 3. Free throws coming up for Darnell Lazar, a 72.8% free throw shooter. Lazar tonight has got 8 points. So the crowd will pick up to try to disrupt Lazar, but he hits the first one no problem and puts Fort Wayne ahead for the first time in the overtime, 93-92. Second attempt is up. That one is good. Mad Ants lead it by 2, 94-92. Jerry Smith. Steps up toward the top of the three-point arc. Gives the ball up, gets it back. Smith for three in the lead. Bricked off the left side of the backboard. Ugly possession there for Springfield. They never came even close to going inside with it. Now Ravio down at the other end. Lobs in for Lazar. Lazar with 10 on the clock. Lost the ball momentarily. Got it back. They've got to hurry. Pass goes into the paint for Phillips. Phillips underneath. And another foul whistled on Springfield. Fouls on Spates. It's his sixth, so Eugene Spates fouls out with 11 points. And 1:53 remaining in overtime. Lazar just made 2 free throws the last trip. Lance Hurdle back out onto the floor for Springfield. First free throw up, no good off the back rim. That'll keep it a one-possession game one way or the other. Second free throw, good. Lazar makes 3 out of 4, and it's a 3-point advantage for the Mad Ants at 95-92. Smith fades right, slips a little, but is able to control his dribble. Smith steps inside, his pass goes off of a foot, boxed around, kicked out of bounds. 8 seconds remain on the Armor shot clock. Springfield wants to get at least some of this 3-point deficit back on this possession. And a timeout called by Kevin Whitted on the Springfield bench. 1:36 to go. It's a 30-second timeout, so we'll keep it here. This is the second to last home game for Springfield this season. They'll play just one more at the Mass Mutual Center 2 weeks from tonight against New Mexico. After this, they play 2 more. This is actually a 4-game series with Fort Wayne playing out over 9 days. They go out to Indiana to play next Thursday, St. Patrick's Day, and then next Saturday. 7 o'clock Thursday, 7:30 Saturday. Springfield then gets 2 more shots at last place Sioux Falls in Sioux Falls on the 20th and 22nd. Back here for the game the 26th, and then a rather unfriendly road trip to finish things up. In 4 days, they play at Texas and then finish up with a back-to-back at Rio Grande Valley, the defending champions of the D-League. John Cabral here with you from the Mass Mutual Center in Springfield, where the Armor are trying to pick up their 12th win of the season and their first against Fort Wayne, as the Mad Ants trying to take a commanding 6-0 lead in a season series that they already will win. But they're matching up 8 times. The Armor would love to get these last 3. Springfield will inbound from the far corner with just 8 seconds remaining on the shot clock. They're looking for Gavin Edwards. They're running out of time. Might have to call another timeout. Did they call a timeout is the question. The referee is holding up his hand saying 5 seconds, and the Springfield Armor commit a 5-second violation and fail to inbound the ball down by 3. A major mistake there by Springfield. Kevin Whitted just lacing into his players for not calling a timeout. That's a mistake that's just inexcusable in a crucial situation. Now, that's bad in a tie game. It's really bad when you're down by 3 because you don't even get a chance to cut into that deficit. And now it gives Fort Wayne a chance to open up a multi-possession lead and perhaps put this game to bed right now with 1:36 left to go in the overtime. The Armor have not scored a point in overtime, missed out on a great chance to win it as Jameson Curry went for a 3 in the game in the final 5 seconds of regulation, missed off the front rim. That's why we're still here. And Fort Wayne, thanks to some tenacious defense off of the inbound, or lack thereof, now has a chance to blow that lead above 3 points for the first time in the overtime. All 3 overtime points have come on free throws by Darnell Lazar. And the Armor have come up with defensive stops when they needed them tonight. They're going to need another one right now. Chris Kramer inbounds in front of the Fort Wayne bench. He gets it in to Derek Ravio. Ravio hanging out up by the timeline. They're content to use some clock here. The basket would give Fort Wayne a tremendous advantage. Ravio will shoot it himself just inside the three-point line. He sticks it for a 5-point lead. Armour now in desperation mode with 74 ticks left on the clock. They could use an answer back three. Smith thought about it, now drops back. Kicks over to Trey Whitted. Whitted on the dribble drive. Forces up a contested two. Gets it to bounce home. One possession game again in the final minute of overtime. Springfield needs a stop. Roderick Wilmot going to use some clock. He's been the man tonight with a game-high 28 points. A monster second half. Wilmot lost his dribble, files up a desperation shot, no good, but an offensive rebound grabbed up by Phillips and a fresh 24. But a 10-second difference between the shot clock and game clock. And a foul given there by Smith, but it looked like a timeout was called before the foul. So no free throws coming here. That's just bad luck for Fort Wayne as a full-on chest bump came from Jerry Smith just moments after the whistle blew. They'd most likely be on the free throw line, making it a two-possession game again. Instead, it's a timeout, 26.8 seconds left to go. Springfield has to defend for the remaining 15 seconds on this shot clock. One would think that Fort Wayne would use most, if not all of that, before offering their shot, hoping for either a basket or, of course, another free throw opportunity, which could be all they need to win this thing. And if Springfield's able to come up with a stop here, they could have a chance to tie and expect them to have their three-point shooting personnel out on the floor, as they'll have James Curry and Trey Whitted, among others, guys who can hit from downtown, ready to go. And now converted this timeout into a full. Looked like it was going to be a 30 at the time. 26.8 seconds left to go. It's been a rather peculiar game here tonight. Springfield opened a huge lead in the first half, 18 points in the second quarter. Gave it away in a hurry in the third after leading by 16 at halftime. Mad Ants came into the fourth with a three-point lead that allowed Springfield to come back and tie. Springfield actually had a chance to win the game at the buzzer, did not. And this is where we stand out. Scotty Reynolds, not playing in this game tonight, did not dress with an illness. Dee Brown was ejected in the third quarter. Inbound comes to Ravio. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Now under 10. He's going to have to advance toward the basket. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Now 5. Ravio up into the lane. Kicks it back. Right in front of the buzzer. Layup, no good off the window, but another offensive rebound. That should be a shot clock violation. Ball never caught any iron. And the officials, there's a foul given. I don't think that ball ever touched the rim. Should have been a 24-second shot clock violation. Kevin Whitted very upset on the Armour bench, but it looks like the Mad Ants are going to get away with it, A, and win the game from the free throw line, B, with just 6.5 seconds left to go now. And the official now talking to Kevin Whitted. Perhaps it grazed, but the ball definitely did not change direction. It looked like it was a clean smack off of the window. And now if Roderick Wilmot hits one of these two free throws, he's probably looking at a Fort Wayne win. He hits the first. So good defense there by Springfield, but they failed to come up with key rebounds as they allowed 2 offensive boards to the Fort Wayne Mad Ants. And it looks like Fort Wayne's going to be able to skip town with an overtime victory. Wilmot misses his second, and another offensive rebound. He puts up a teardrop, it's no good, but all the time the ball spends bouncing around here is costly. The ball goes out of bounds. Last touch by Springfield with just half a second left, and a rather underwhelming finish to this ball game after a thrilling conclusion to regulation. Really nothing to talk about in this overtime as the Mad Ants just took advantage of free throws and mistakes, and they're going to ride that to a 4-point win. With the ball, they inbound it, and Springfield falls now to its 16th loss in its last 18 games. The Mad Ants picked up their 5th straight victory over Springfield this year, and they take a 2-0 lead in this 4-game series playing out over 9 days. Your final score in overtime, Fort Wayne 98, Springfield 94. Your star of the game tonight was Roderick Wilmot, as he finished the game with 29 points. That was most on the night. This game really got going when he and James Curry got into a little bit of a scuffle on a foul.